Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from up front here. Y'all just sit on back and relax.
You can be my wingman anytime.
There's someone on the wing. Something.
We're winging it, Jerry.
Wing it?
Wing it.
We can't all just wing it.
I need a wingman. You could be my wingman.
You gotta have a wingman.
Welcome to the Wingmen, a podcast with James Clemens Jets Sports squarely in the crosshairs, with your hosts Captain Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Lone Star Johnson, and Coach Brad Homebrew Kimbrew.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Hold on to your butts.
Don't go away. The Wingmen will be right back.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel in Madison your first call. Apparel will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Triana and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
Ready to show off your film IQ? Ready to show it off during James Clemens football? Maybe it sounds like trying to mix oil and water, but hey, we're just trying to have a little fun. Listen for our in-flight movie quote during James Clemens football coverage on PAS Plus. We'll slip in a line at some point during our play-by-play commentary, and if you can identify the movie that it's from, text the answer along with your name to 434-1PAS. That's 434-1727, and you could win a $10 credit from Honest Coffee Roasters in Madison. The in-flight movie quote from Honest Coffee Roasters and PAS Plus.
We're back with more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Hello, Jet Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Wingmen, right here from Walk-On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. I am your fill-in captain, guest host tonight. We're missing our normal captain, Kirk, and we're also missing Johnny Lone Star Johnson. But don't fear, I am Bradley Kimbrew.
My homebrew sneaks up on you.
And as always, is our producer extraordinaire, Tim Oz Lambert.
I am Oz, the great and powerful.
And returning with us is Stretch. Sorry, Stretch. I forgot the whole.
You forgot the whole.
It's right away. It's best to go ahead and get this out of the way and let everybody know that I am not the consummate professional that Kirk is. We do have a guest with us tonight that's going to be sitting in for the duration of the show. A returning guest.
Yep.
One Miss Jennifer Flanagan.
Woo!
Oh, former RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want that?
The RedHawk Top Flight
I was wondering where my intro music was.
Once you've won it, you always get to carry that.
Well, you know, I asked Brad if you had a nickname because I was going to make you up a little thing.
Uh-huh.
He said, I don't know of one, so.
I was kind of hoping for like some kind of wrestling walk-in music or something.
Well, I'll have to remember that for the next time.
Because there will be a next time, right?
There'll be a next time?
There will be.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Depending on how this goes.
Ooh, no pressure. Here we go.
There's a probationary period for her. But, you know, she did mention last time she was wanting her own podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got your debut.
Yes.
Now you get to sit in for the duration of one.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
We can
and
tell
honored.
you're excited.
I'm very honored to be here tonight.
As you should be.
I'm excited for our guests.
You're going to take it right to the guests. Deflect all attention and go straight to the guests. All right. Well, our first guest, head volleyball coach at James Clemens High School, Miss Megan Aldridge.
Hi.
Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
It's been a while since you've been on with us.
An entire season.
An entire season. Last time you were here, we made sure not to ask you about what the season outlook was going to be.
I remember.
Yeah. But now you can give us a season recap. So
I can.
Being able to reflect back on the season now, how have things transpired? How are you feeling about the season now that you got a chance to look back?
What a season. You never know going in. You know what I mean? Like you never know. You have an idea of what you want to happen, what you think may happen, but you don't know what will happen. And what has happened has been just remarkable, honestly, from these 11 now kids. Just from a numbers standpoint, we're 26 and 21, which we're proud of, from at one point being 10 and 16. So it's been a long season. A lot of growth has happened and still happens.
Well, it was something we talked about at the beginning of the year is you guys were so much better even before the season began.
Right.
But you went out and you've competed well with some really good teams. So win or lose, you're getting better from it all the time.
Sure.
Who stood out for you this year? Which players?
On my team?
Yes.
Well, offensively, of course, Maya Sullivan leads us in kills and is a big defensive element as well. And left back, so she's a 6 rotation player. Amani Green has been huge for us this year. It's our libero. She is racking up enormous digging numbers, so we're very excited, especially for those two kids who are just putting up like remarkably high numbers for the sport in 7A as a whole.
Because it's a tough level of competition.
It's big.
And we talked about that a little bit, but now that you've been through the season, talk about the difference in being at a place like Danville versus being at a place like James Clemens and the season and competition level that you see.
So some days I say, volleyball is volleyball. 1A, 7A, volleyball is volleyball at every level. And some days I'm like, we're playing a different game. And it's just, that depends on how we play.
Sure.
More than how anybody else plays. And I remember at the beginning of the season being like, oh my gosh, 7A is huge and the kids are huge. And you can scheme to beat anything, At the end of the day, it's a passing and serving game. And what happens after that is largely dependent upon what you've planned and practiced. So the 7A competition, I mean, quite honestly, we've been rocked a few times. I'm not going to act like we haven't been, but going into area play, we feel very good about our place in 7A.
So area play starting tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, what time will we play tomorrow?
4:30.
And we're sitting, what?
Number 3.
Number 3 seed. So we've got Austin at 4:30 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel good about where you're at. Your kids feel good about where they're at.
We do.
I mean, watching you guys practice, I can't imagine there's anything you guys haven't prepped or practiced for.
Yes, so I was talking with one of my coaching friends today. She also her team plays area tomorrow, and she was like, all right, area Eve, what you got? What you running? And I told her, and she was like, me too. And I was like, it's funny to, and this is someone I've coached with previously, have those conversations with coaches about what you're running today. Because at the end of the day, like, you're done. You know what I mean? You're not introducing anything new.
The hay's in the barn.
You're right. I hate that saying, but yes, because is it not? These are 17-year-old girls.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hay is going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah. Correct.
Or where it's going to be. So, yeah. I've forgotten the question now. I'm so sorry. What were we talking about?
Just looking ahead to tomorrow, you feel good about where you're at? Do your kids feel good about where they're at? What's their mindset going in?
It's almost like eerily good. So yesterday, we do these progression drills, and I'm sure everybody in America is doing their, hitting sequence progression drills. What here, what out of this, what are you running here? And everything today is just hitting. And, I'm just back there screaming like, you are so good at volleyball, because it's just what you want to see at this point in time. I told the kids after that last weekend in September, well, this is it. This is where you play your best volleyball or you go home. And they have just latched onto that, and they've played their best volleyball. And it almost makes me emotional to be like, I looked at my assistant today and I was like, they are really doing it. You know what I mean? The things that we wanted them to do, they are doing them, and there's just no better feeling than that.
Agreed. You and I talked even yesterday about oftentimes you look back as a coach after the season,
right,
and you realize we've gotten better. But you're in a position where you're able to look at it right now while you're still playing and realize how much better you guys have gotten.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes to what you've done coming into the program in the first year and the work that you've put into it.
Yeah, I'm going to call her out for a second. I got to tell. And I know that you are so excited and you're so proud of your girls, but I hope that you are proud of yourself and you give yourself a little pat on the back. And I think she knows what I'm about to say, but my daughter McKinley did a cheer over at Cheerville, and I was sitting out with the other parents during gymnastics or cheer one day. They had no idea who I was. They didn't know that I was assistant principal at James Clemens, but I heard one parent say like, "Oh, I took my daughter to the volleyball camp," and another parent said, "Oh yeah, did you hear about that new coach Aldridge?" Another parent said, "Oh yeah, I hear she's doing amazing." And like 5 of these parents were just chiming in about the great things that they've heard about her and what she's done with our program. And one of the parents actually does have a player on your team and just spoke so highly of you, and just reminding you they had no idea that I was sitting 3 rows behind them and heard everything. So as soon as I left, I was like, I have to text Megan. Like I have to tell her what I heard, because there really is like no other just applause than hearing those things when they don't know who's listening.
Right.
And so I hope that you are proud, because we are very happy to have you here and very proud of what you've done with these girls.
Well, sometimes it's hard coming in year one to create a buzz, to create that excitement, and to get kind of things back to, you had to work really hard to kind of recruit those numbers back and get that energy back in the program. But I think you've done it clearly.
Thank you.
And I would love to do something with the younger girls, because at what age do girls really get into volleyball or get started into volleyball? It's older than like other sports.
Yeah, 12. Dublin is doing a great job with the kids league right now.
At what age?
As young as 10.
Okay.
So
I'm here for it.
They kind of filter into club. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I would love for McKinley to get into volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. There are different people around us, not Madison, but around us. They run kids leagues in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we're looking into with a couple of surrounding people, just seeing what kind of leagues we can get into to get all of these kids, because we had such a huge attendance at kids camp. Like these kids want to play volleyball, so we want to meet that need for the community.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Coach, who's been a big surprise to you this year? Or maybe what's been the biggest surprise to you?
Ooh. The biggest surprise to me this year is I've never coached a team. Okay, volleyball is very difficult rotationally. Like, you got to be somewhere. You just have to know a whole lot about what's going on all the time rotationally, overlap, all of the things, I've never coached a team where I could say, okay, you are playing this now, you are playing this now. You switch with her, let's see how this goes. And the kids know what to do. So I don't know how we ended up making 11 utility players, but we made 11 utility players. And I think that is because the kids just want to get out there and they have fun together and they enjoy each other. So they don't really care where they are as long as they're out there together. And that happened by itself, just totally organic. I did not facilitate that in the slightest, but they all can play everywhere. We had to design, quite literally, I had to call people and say, listen, I have 4 kids that can do X, Y, Z, 4. And, you only need 2. I said, help me with an offense because I didn't know. And so that was really surprising. We're running a different offense than I've ever run with different kids.
That's a good surprise to have.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yes.
That's a really good problem to have.
Yes.
All right, Coach, I know you got a big day tomorrow, so we're not going to keep you really late, but best of luck to you tomorrow in the area tournament and moving forward, and I know we'll get big things from you.
Whoa, thank you so much for having me.
All right, that's Megan Aldridge, the head volleyball coach at James Clemens High School. We're going to take a short break. You're flying high with a Wingman on PAS Plus.
Go to your Amazon Echo device and say, Alexa, open PAS Plus, and hear the Wingmen along with coverage of James Clemens football in crystal clear quality all season long. The Wingmen will be back after this.
We know you want to look good. Chopping Blades Barbershop knows it too, and they're passionate about making their clients look great. Men, women, kids, doesn't matter. You can just walk on in their location at 7985 Highway 72 Suite 2 in Madison or call 256-325-3230. Check out Chopping Blades on Facebook too. Chopping Blades Barbershop.
Local sports are brought to you in part by Limestone County Commission Chairman Colin Daly. Visit the County Commission page at limestonecounty-al.gov to keep up with what's going on in the county and find out what ranks us in the top 5% in the state. You can also call Colin at 256-233-6400 or on his cell phone at 256-800-4544.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair.
You can't spell Wingmen without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. Here's one. The RedHawk Top Flight Award. Nominate a student, teacher, administrator, or anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. We'll give away a gift card from Walk-On Sports Bistro on each show, and at the end of the football season, we'll draw from those names for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control, the RedHawk Top Flight Award. Get your entries in today at jcwingmen.net. From RedHawk Pest Control, Walk-On Sports Bistro, and the Wingmen podcast.
You're flying with the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen from Walk-On Sports Bistro.
Listen for the James Clemens Coaches Show every Wednesday morning at 11:05 on 1080 AM WKAC. We'll talk to Coach Chad McGee and get the inside scoop on the Jets. If you miss it, go to jcwingmen.net for the link.
Perfect. Look at this ad read pro over here.
So that's how I'm going to get asked back, is just to read that.
Yeah, if you just do a heck of a job with the ad read, you're money right there.
I'll take
That's something I can't do.
I'll take it.
That's what Kirk's a pro at. Again, we don't have a consummate professional here tonight. I warned you about that.
Speak for yourself. Did you just hear that ad?
You did. You killed that ad too.
Thank you.
Second career.
Welcome back.
Second career.
Second career.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, she, we might get into that later on tonight.
Can't wait.
Yep.
I'm calling Dr. Nichols tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding.
He might be listening right now.
I got like 10 years till retirement.
You think Ed listens in on Tuesday nights to see what we're doing?
Hey.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Well, then that opens up the door for you then, Coach. We have with us Coach Nathan King from James Clemens Football. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, great. Glad to be here. Appreciate y'all having us out. Great meal.
You just knocked out a good meal, didn't you?
I did.
What'd you have?
I had a chicken sandwich, buffalo chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So,
There's a couple layers.
It was.
I saw like 4 layers over there.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to need a fork, but I figured it out.
There is nothing on this menu that is not good, man. I'm telling you. Over a dozen visits. I think it's something different every time I've had, and it's been wonderful every time.
It was good. I'm kind of jealous of Jay got a double bacon cheeseburger that I was eyeballing. That if I hadn't had a double chicken sandwich, I might have tried to.
You kind of got down on that?
Yeah, I kind of,
Since you brought him in, go ahead and introduce who's with you, Coach.
Yeah, so we've got 2 seniors with us, both defensive linemen. Jay Young played defensive end for us, and then Reshaad Freeman also plays D and D tackle for us.
Welcome, guys. Glad to have you.
Hey,
how you doing? All right, Coach, talk to us. We won't talk too much about last week, but lost a tough one last week. That's just a tough way to lose a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys played hard. We played 4 quarters of football against a good team.
Yeah.
They're really athletic. They came in. They had a good game plan. I thought we had a good game plan. We executed for 3.5 quarters and gave up one big shot play there for them to go up or for them to score, kind of get back into it, 14-7, and then they literally put one drive together and went down, and we know kind of how it went. They scored and then went for 2 and got that win. It was tough. But again, like we told our guys, hey, you played 4 quarters of football against a good team, and we came up short.
Yeah,
that's going to happen sometimes. But it's how you respond.
It's funny. You and I haven't had this conversation. It's funny you describe it that way because in the box Friday, once we went up 14, I said, "Oh, that's game," because they've not been able to sustain a drive all night. And if they're going to put one together, it's going to be right here, and we still win 14-7. And then when they end up scoring, it just had a total different feel, man. Of course, being in the press box, we're on that sideline, and it just felt like everything shifted and kind of changed. And I thought, oh, man, this isn't good. Tough way to lose one.
Yeah.
But none of the goals are really out of reach for our team this year, right?
Absolutely. That was the message that we talked about on Sunday, when we brought the guys in. Because, again, you don't want that hangover effect of just, a tough loss or whatnot. And I feel like they've responded really well. Still got our goals in front of us of, possible region championship.
Yep.
All right, but the big thing is first is playoffs, and that's always just a huge game, playoff implication, 1 and 2. Luckily, we get to host them at our place. They're a really good football team, well coached. And but I feel like our guys are ready.
Are we ready, Reshaad?
Yes, sir.
Are we?
Yes, sir.
Well,
There's a nod there.
You got a nod. All right, Reshaad, you're a name that we've been calling a little bit more frequently this year. Talk to us about you getting ready for this season.
For this season, I was just preparing to play a new position in defensive line and just getting used to it. And I started to like it and got a new feel for it.
What was that adjustment like?
I like playing in the trenches, and I used to play linebacker, so I like contact because I've never been scared to hit. So
no, you're not. That's clear.
So now I'm just closer to the lineman, so I just had to get a new feel. But I like using my speed too from linebacker, so it gives me a boost too.
It's a nice quality to have down there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Having a little speed. And then Jay, you had a season get cut short, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You were playing well. You had a good season going, and then what happened?
I tore my ACL, gruesome game.
Oh.
Yep. So now your role flips, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's your role now?
Support the team, help guys, what they need done.
And being a veteran guy, how do you do that?
When a player needs help, I show them, tell them what to do, tell them how to get it right.
Coach, that's probably a guy that's there every day, even though he's injured, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, both of these guys, they came in, of course, this being my first year back and getting to come back in, came to the defensive side. Really didn't know the guys that well, but these two have done a tremendous job for me. They've stepped up. Like I said, Reshaad transitioned from linebacker down to defensive line, which is, people don't realize that's a big transition, And so for both of them being willing to move from, they were both linebackers at one point in time, but both of them moving down and having that willingness of team first. And they both, I tell you what, I've been blessed to have both of these guys in my room. As you see, neither one of them really talk a lot. I mean, they're kind of quiet, but at the same time, but their presence, they're leaders. Like guys know how to follow them. They're there. You know, they work hard. They do everything that you ask them to do. And it was a big loss when we lost Jay. One, from an athletic standpoint, all right, because his get off is tremendous. He's a game changer as a speed rusher. And then Reshaad, he does a great job of spilling the football, which is a really, man, it's a sacrifice. Because you're looking at him, what do you weigh?
205.
205.
185.
185. They're down there, and on the average, I mean, we're taking on guys that are 300 plus. And so for both of those guys willing to do that, and they know we talk about three things every day, and they can probably tell you it's effort, attitude, and toughness. Like, that's our standard in our room, and both of them, great effort all the time. Their attitude's tremendous. I coach them hard. They know that. I love them. But at the end of the day, they know that our job is to try to be successful, all right, on and off the field. So their attitude's got to be there, and then just toughness. Both of them. Jay showed up the next day after he tore his knee up and was there, and I told him, I said, hey, I need you in my room helping me coach the guys, because we had to bring a couple guys in because we were kind of thin.
Right.
Brought a couple guys in, and some roles have changed in our room, but again, the leadership just continued, and I'm really proud, and like I said, I love both of these young men.
Guys, speak to that. It's something we say every week when we're calling games, is how undersized we are defensively. But you've done a great job. All of the guys have done a great job of really going in there and sticking it to the bigger guy. You don't play like we're undersized. You guys go in there and you force everything. You're working hard down there low.
I think, like, for me, that's kind of like motivation. Like, when I see somebody bigger than me, it's just like, all right, you think you're bigger than me, I'm finna show you something. Because I like to hit, so I feel like I can out-hit anybody, like anybody bigger than me. Now, sometimes if somebody get the best of me, I'm like, all right, but I feel like I'm strong enough to impose my will on them too, and I like to show them that.
But that toughness had to evolve somewhere.
I think it just comes from me just growing up. That's just me, just from life. You know?
Jay, he talked about what a help you are in the room. I mean, what are you doing? Every guy that's come on has talked about the legacy they want to leave. So how are you going to help these younger guys now? What legacy are you going to leave now?
The legacy I'm going to leave, I'm going to let them know how much I cared about the team and how much I still care about the team, to be there every day, every morning, and how good I was before and how I'm helping them now.
I think all that's probably evident in the way you talk about him still showing up and helping.
Absolutely. And, you know, Jay's one of those guys that stayed with the program for 4 years.
Right.
And worked. Of course, you know, the two D linemen that he was behind last year that they moved in, both these guys try to take those places. I mean, hey, they're good. They're Division I guys that moved on.
Big shoes
but really,
to fill.
I mean, they're big shoes to fill, but I feel like what they've done, they've come in, and I don't want to say that we're better or whatnot, because you don't ever want to compare, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like there was a drop-off, because these guys took their role on. Like I said, they both stepped up from linebacker. They moved to a different position, and they're willing to go do what we needed done for James Clemens football. And when you can find young men who are willing to go to the classroom and do what they're supposed to do, you got a 4.0, right? 3.9, 4.0.
3 points.
Yep, so close to it. All right, so you got great grades, great attitude, great young men. Like, that's what you want. And they're easy to coach, because both of them know the standard of, I'm going to coach you hard, and I expect yes, sir, no, sir, I have a question. And if it's none of that, then it's just a response of yes, sir, and you move on. And both of them, just leadership-wise, when you get those character-type kids in your room, everybody else evolves. And that's and that's what they've done.
So these guys have never been in your office for grades?
No. And I know we're here to talk about the players, but do we have like a second to talk about Coach King?
You can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Okay. Because
you are a host.
That's right.
Yeah.
Co-pilot over here. Well, I'm going to drive this ship for a second. I'm so happy that you're back. And I hope the players can speak to this, but you talked about how you coach your kids, your players, toughness, attitude, what else?
Effort.
You exemplify that. And I think that shows in your players, because you come in every day. You talk about them coming in and doing their schoolwork on and off the field. Well, you were the same way. And I'm so glad you're back. And I'm actually surprised that he's back. Can I tell this story? I must tell this story.
Sure.
How long? when did you first come, JC? What year was it?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. Well, Miss Flanagan over here, assistant principal and in charge of the master schedule. I needed someone to teach.
The draft board we talked about last time. It's a draft board.
Yeah. So I'm down to a few classes, and I'm really needing someone to teach. I can't remember what it was. Was it sports marketing?
It was.
Just look at him. I really need someone to teach sports marketing. And I'm like, you know what? I think Coach King is my man. Like, I think that he's my guy. He can do it. He can do anything in this building. He can do it. I go to him, and he had this look, and he's like, all right, Flanagan, I'll do it for you. And I'm like, great. Then, 2 months later, he gets a position somewhere else, and I look at him like, was it me? What was it me? Is it because I wanted you to do sports marketing? Is this my fault? And he's like, no. He got a great opportunity to move closer to home, and then he decided to come back, and I was like, yes, so maybe it wasn't me.
Are you teaching sports marketing again?
He's not. He is driver's ed.
Driver's ed.
And I told him, I said, look, if you want to come back, I'm happy to have you, and I promise you I will not ask you to teach sports marketing.
Well, it's
and
been
I'm sure
a blessing for me. Yeah, I mean, but it's been a blessing for me to come back, and just the program that Coach McGee has built, and just the dedication that people don't see that he has to the program and to the boys on the team, and even the coaches. I mean, it's phenomenal to have that caliber of coach, because there's times I'm in the room, and I'll be honest, I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about, just because his world is so big and he knows so much football that I just try to soak it in on some days, but not just from a football aspect, but just how much he cares about the program, the kids in it, and just continuing to evolve and develop. And he's never comfortable, which makes you uncomfortable as an assistant coach, but gives you something to aspire to always try to get better. And that was, something that I really, really wanted to get back to be a part of, because the staff that he's put together, I mean, between, of course, I'm lucky. I'm on the defense, and not that the offensive staff's not great. I don't mean that, but just to have Coach Gideon, his leadership. I mean, he's a phenomenal person. Coach Evans is a phenomenal person. I learn stuff from them every day, and it's kind of like I told them, we have a good time out there at practice. I mean, I get after them. We coach hard, but I hope at the end of the day they know when they leave, they're loved. That's a big thing about it. And then, of course, with the coaches, we're the same way. Like, we text each other, we care about each other, and just like being around y'all, it's a great place to be. As Dr. D said, JC's the place to be. It really is. It's phenomenal. And even just the students there, such a great mix of students there that it's something new every day. And of course, I love teaching driver's ed. That's a whole nother different thing that we got all kinds of stories. We don't have time for that, but
we say it on here all the time. Where are you going to have it any better than we do it at James Clemens? I mean, it is the absolute best place to be. There's 1,000 other places that are so much worse off, but we got the greatest staff, we got the greatest administration, we got the greatest kids. I mean, we've got it all. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
No, it's phenomenal. Every day I walk out there and I tell them and coaches that, hey, just think about things that we have and how blessed we are to show up here every day, that I get paid to do a job that I absolutely love.
Yes.
And I mean, like people say that, hey, go find something and do that you love. Well,
this is it.
We do it. And it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Reshaad, talk to us about Austin. Big game coming up Friday.
I'm not usually, as you see, I'm not the type to talk too much, but
well, you got to talk to us, man.
I'm talking about the game. Like,
look at him.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the game.
I got you.
Like I said, we gonna come out and handle our business, and that's all I can say. And tune in Friday, and we gonna see what's gonna happen Friday.
Tune in Friday, okay. Jay, how you helping get them ready for Austin?
Make sure they do the assignments that they're supposed to be doing all week. Make sure they're locked in, ready for them.
Since you're not much of a talker, how do you handle? Coach, how does he handle those guys during practice?
He pulls them to the side.
Okay.
Every
Talks
now and then I'll be
quietly.
like, hey, go over there and fix that for me, and he will. He's one of those guys that, like, he'll get under the tent, like, and I'll look over during the game, and he'll have one-on-one with somebody. Even the younger guys, like a couple freshmen that we've called up, man, he's talked to them some. Like, he's continuing to still build and just give them knowledge that he has.
Do you know what that says about you, Jay? That those guys respect you enough to listen to you and take that in?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it says a lot about you as a person.
And you don't have to be the loudest out there. Nope. That's true. He's not a big talker.
No, clearly he's not. Well, I mean, both of these guys let their play do the talking, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So
absolutely, that's one of those things. But speaking of Austin, you asked about them, and it's going to be another tremendous opportunity. But also, hey, they're really big up front. Like that's one thing we've talked about all week. Just game planning wise of they average 6'2", 6'3", 350 across the board. So I mean, a great challenge. But again, like he said, we don't really look at size. I mean, it's nothing new to us. When you started game one, you looked at Gardendale.
Yeah.
And, we're all looking up. Of course, our nose guards, I don't know, 5'8", 5'9". But
he's a tank, though.
Yeah, but he's a tank. So, like I call him Travis, and people look around, they're like, who's Travis? I was like, well, that's Tank. So that's his first name. But he's fun to coach.
But, you bring that up. Gardendale we were undersized against Gardendale.
Yes.
And then week 3 against the other school.
Yes.
They were even bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Huntsville had a big line.
They did.
And then we go to like Spain Park.
Yeah.
I mean, we were heavily outsized there.
Pretty big.
But we haven't really given anything up. The guys have played their tails off down there.
Yeah, and I think that's just them. For whatever reason, they put enough trust in me to listen to me, and I ask them, to sacrifice and do things that is not always easy. Just like Friday night, hey, at point in times we're having to, basically crawl. It's called a cut. We're trying to cut and play that just because we were kind of getting moved off the ball some because of size-wise, and they didn't bat an eye. They said, whatever you need us to do, Coach. And again, that's just a testament to not just these two guys, but our entire defensive, room.
Well, it sounds like attitude, effort, and toughness is paying off for us.
We call it eat.
Eat. Let the D-line eat, baby.
Effort, attitude, and toughness.
I love it.
Yeah.
Guys, thank y'all for being with us. Good luck this week against Austin. Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Okay. Check out the PAS Plus mobile app. It's your connection to all of our live streams, along with scores, game archives, and more. Go online to jcwingmen.net for the download links. We're going to take another break. You're flying high with the Wingmen.
Enter your name for Bucket and a Bite at jcwingmen.net. You could pick up a gift card from Madison Golf Center good for a large bucket of balls and lunch at the grill, along with a Wingmen t-shirt from Apparel Lab. We'll be back with more of the Wingmen.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Trina and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously.
Takes the snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's at the 20, the 10. He's going to get a cover. Touchdown, James Clemens.
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at pasnetwork.net, on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, or on your PAS Plus app, and later on demand. You can also hear the replays Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this season from Play Action Sports.
Now, more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
And welcome back. You are flying with Wingmen. Actually, it is Wingman and Wingwoman today.
That's correct.
On PAS Plus. So, which one are we doing? That one? You can download a copy of this episode of The Wingmen or listen to it on demand by going to jcwingmen.net. There's a streaming schedule of upcoming James Clemens games, too.
You killed that one again.
Oh, thank you.
We were just talking during the break how Miss Flanagan over here, Jennifer, is killing it during the breaks, but it's been awful quiet on the air.
I'm here now.
And it reminded me of a story that I guess we need to walk through.
Uh-oh.
She's been telling stories on everybody else. So
I have been, yes.
Your turn.
Daniel Clark has joined us, by the way, head athletic trainer from Huntsville Hospital. Right?
I wouldn't say head, but sure, yes.
You're the guy that's always in charge.
My official title is a lead athletic trainer with Huntsville Hospital.
That was actually a question. Lead athletic trainer.
Yeah,
I'll write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you're here, Daniel, I debated on whether to do this, but I think it's probably a good time.
Oh, boy.
This is not actually your debut, nor was the last one your debut. Do you remember you helped us another time?
Did I?
Yeah. So a few years ago, we brought up the idea that on our Friday broadcast, it would be a great idea to have a sideline reporter.
Oh, God.
Yes. Okay. And to which Dr. Clayton said, yes.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, because you know how she acts, immediately went to, oh, I would be great at that.
Before I actually thought it through.
To which we all said, yes, you would. You would be phenomenal.
Mic her up.
And I don't even remember who we were playing that Friday. But about halftime, I turned to Coach Johnny Johnson, and I said, we've got to figure this thing out. And we didn't have the equipment to do it. But we grabbed some spare equipment.
An AirPod.
And we ran it down there to Jason Watts. And I said, Jason, here's what I'm doing. We're going to make her believe that she's on the broadcast. And Jason wanted to help. So you end up using AirPods.
Yes.
And Jason Watts' phone.
I wasn't really on the Did I forget that part?
You never really knew, I think. So we would call her during breaks, and we would have her do sideline reports.
It was an injury report.
Well, there were several, but that was one of the amazing ones, yes. So she was giving these incredible sideline reports. The problem is it was dead air. It was just to me and Johnny.
Did I forget that?
And she is killing it. And at one point, so Dr. Clayton cannot keep it together. He walked away. He walked to the other side of the field. And when she would turn around to do these reports, I've got some great pictures.
Oh, yeah.
The admin team around her is trying to keep it together. And at one point, Gio got hurt during the game. We're watching Gio play up here.
Which is great. This is really cool because I'm a Troy alum.
Oh.
So I'm watching Troy, and the football athletic trainer, Daniel Lindsay, I graduated with at Troy in athletic training. And then I look on the other side, and it's Gio
Lopez.
And Jenkins, Nate Jenkins is playing. He's not playing tonight, but Nate is on the South. So
full circle.
Really cool. Full circle of being able to watch him.
We're texting Jennifer what we need as far as getting ready for
And I'm sweating.
her reports.
Okay.
She is,
Of course.
Like,
I mean,
this
you're
is
putting
my
in work.
ESPN
Yes. This is your
debut.
mock interview.
Mock interview.
she didn't know it was mock, but it's
Still to this day, apparently didn't know it was mock. I think I just blocked that out. I don't know. I guess I trusted my friends.
At one point, we texted her, hey, we need an injury update on Gio. Of course, we're in the box. We're able to watch her run down the sideline.
For some strange reason, I feel like you may have asked me. Did you ask me about that?
Oh, she went to y'all.
She
went to y'all.
I didn't know if it was an ankle, if it was
Daniel.
a thigh. I didn't know.
She got the most she calls in during our break, during our dead air, and gives the most ESPN-worthy injury report you have ever heard, and ends it with, but we're all wishing him the best. I think it was a high ankle sprain, is what you diagnosed him with, but we're wishing him the best. And
I even had like the finger up to the ear to like listen.
oh yeah, dude, there's great pictures of her bent over holding those. Yes,
I love it.
They're great. Tim still didn't know us that well, so I don't know if he was real happy with our practical joking going on during a broadcast. Me and Johnny are rolling, and we won. After the game, I come down, and she's giving me some sort of look. I mean, it is evil. Evil.
Which does not happen for me often.
No. And I'm kind of taken back. Remember, I'm just a second-year guy. And I was like, hey, what's wrong?
Right.
Was that even real? I said, of course it was real. You were talking to me. I mean, was that on the air? I don't know how all that works, Jennifer. I'm just the on-air talent.
I'm just the guy. I'm just the guy with the mic.
That's it. That's all I am.
I'm not behind the computer doing the.
She was not happy with me, but after talking for a little bit, she kind of eased up, and I thought, okay, she's not sure if it happened, but she's not 100% confident it didn't.
Yep.
But here's when I left, I'm thinking in my mind, she's going to go up and get up in the morning and go for a run, and she's going to listen to the archives.
She probably did. She probably did.
She did. I know she went for a run.
We know the avid runner that she is. So.
But I'm thinking she's going to get on. She's going to get on the archives, and she's going to realize that she was never on the broadcast. So Monday morning, they're writing my termination papers, right?
That's right. You weren't tenured.
Yeah. So Monday morning, I come in. We stand in the landing. Her, I, Dr. Clayton, all of us as normal. And mind you, the only people I know that know about this joke are Johnny Johnson and I. And Jennifer didn't bring it up. I'm not bringing it up. We're standing there. Everything's fine. And TJ Orr walks by.
Oh, no.
Who never walks by in the landing in the mornings. Walks by and he goes, hey, great job on the broadcast Friday. And Jennifer says, oh, thank you. You heard that. That was so good.
Oh.
Did he say anything else?
He
about
kept
it?
walking.
Okay.
Kept walking.
Hey.
And I remember texting Johnny and saying, hey, we're gold. We're good.
She knows nothing.
We're getting by with this.
That's it.
She doesn't know.
And so to this day, Dr. Clayton will bring it up, and
all of a sudden my resume has like a couple more lines added to it.
Of course. As it should.
Having nothing to do with education.
Well, listen, I felt bad for a few years because I did want to let you in on that, but I was also afraid to.
So
now that I'm tenured, it's not a big
have
deal.
you told that really wasn't?
Never.
So we're
Never.
live on air, and you're telling me
Well, I
this.
thought it'd be the best time.
I'm gonna have to let that seep in for a second. Let that marinate.
It's good for the soul, right? Admitting that it's good for the soul. Now you can rest better at night, and every time that she comes on.
That's really all I'm trying to. They say the truth will set you free.
It is. The truth will set you free.
And I just want to sleep
On
good
air.
at night.
Yeah.
I just want to sleep good at night. That's something. It's a burden I've been carrying for a while.
But I had a lot of fun. That was
You did,
a lot of fun.
and you were good at it. And let's be honest, Tim's running a professional production here. We couldn't just put some random,
right?
Amateur on.
As a co-wing woman.
Yeah, we had to try you out first.
Yeah, but not only is it just not Johnny, but we also don't have Kirk either. So it's literally just you and me.
Yeah, you're really the professional here at this point.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
You clearly said that last break.
Oh, I did. I said speak for yourself. That's a true story. That's a true story. Well, it's just you and me. And so far, I think we're doing okay.
You're killing it.
We're about to get even better.
It is getting better because we have with us lead athletic trainer, Daniel Clark.
Go, Gio, go.
He's taking it. 5
touchdown.
Hey, former
South
Jet
Alabama.
Gio Lopez just
On
ran one in.
fourth down, by the way.
I've seen those.
That
runs.
was 4th and 2, by the way. Just took it to the house.
We did a couple of those runs.
Got to watch some of those, huh?
Yep. I literally, after Gio just threw a touchdown, I sent his dad, Barney, a text and just said, hey, he made a fantastic throw. But the thing I love the most about Gio, he walked off the field and just acted like he did it. Like it's just another touchdown that I do every day. But it was a great throw. So excited for Gio. Just kid has gone. I think that's the biggest thing for me in what I do and what we do in our profession is seeing those guys that have gone through a lot in their high school career and then going on to do these things and still it speaks about their character and it speaks about their work ethic to be able to continue to push through and do those things. After you never really think about it, but when we deal with middle school and high school kids, right? I was never thinking about injuries and coming back from injuries when I was in middle school and high school, right? I'm just trying to be a kid and go have friends and fit in and enjoy the sports that I play and, live it up. When you go through things that some type of adversity and injuries and they come out of it and they show their character behind it, it kind of speaks about their environment. It speaks about them personally. And like those kinds of things, when you see them be successful, even if they're not going to the next level, but going and doing something in their job or having a family or something like that, and then following back up with them afterwards, that's why I love doing what I love doing at the high school level.
Man, we didn't even have to ask him a question.
You don't have to with
we
this
could
guy.
talk all day.
I get to watch Troy and South Alabama.
I know, and
this big screen TV is not on at my house right now. We're getting the kids ready for bed right now.
Coco Melon?
Yeah. No. It's it would either be Wild Kratts, or Bluey. Bluey is something.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm going to take the lead for just
Go
a
ahead.
second. So, I could talk all day about athletic trainers and how amazing they are. And I was texting Jenna and Caitlin yesterday. And so I'm into the Netflix documentaries of all, receivers and quarterbacks. And yes, I'm very astonished and surprised and amazed at all the things that the pro athletes can do. But what I'm more impressed by are the trainers, the athletic trainers that get them to where they're supposed to be. I mean, these guys are playing and competing with injuries that I won't even leave my house for.
Right.
Like on the receivers, I cannot remember who it was, but he was playing an NFL game with hand, foot, mouth. And I don't know about you. Have your kids ever had hand, foot, mouth?
Yes, we've had that at the house. Yes,
yes, so have I. And thankfully, I never got it.
Right.
But just seeing what my kids went through, and I've heard stories as to when adults get it, how painful it is.
Yes.
And was it Antoine Brown? I cannot remember. But playing NFL, playing a football game with hand, foot, mouth, I cannot imagine. I mean, I think about my little toe, my pinky toe being sprained, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that the trainers, that you guys can get them healed and get them back to competing status. I mean, that's just phenomenal.
So that's always a thing when I talk to I've tried to each year try to go and talk to the medical academy at James Clemens, and with my new lead position now, I try to do that as well at Bob Jones, just to kind of give them a feel of what it's like. And that's always the thing that I express to people that don't know much about our profession, right? Like, we are the jack of all trades in medicine. So, for example, for that, now obviously when you're dealing with the NFL, you've got a general practitioner, you've got PAs and nurse practitioners, and you've got gen med, you probably have all kinds of, you've got psych docs that help you with those, like sports psychology and things like that, dietitians, nutritionists. So it's a different level. But when you work down the tiers, we have to know a little bit about a lot of things, because at any point in time we can have an injury that we need to decide, hey, this could be a medical emergency. We need to call 911 and get them to the ER faster, because there's nothing we can do to treat them. There are times, even during COVID, right, who were the ones that Coach Wade Waldrop was probably asking, hey, man, what's the policy on the temps that they need to be coming in here? What's our things that we got? I mean, they're looking to us for a lot of those things, and we're all coming up with that on the fly, it feels like, because we've got a pandemic that we've never been through. So
but like mid-game, how do you know? Like, a guy sprains his ankle. I mean, the deciding factor of, should he go back out there? Do I tape him up and let him go?
So that's the biggest thing that we always try to tell parents at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we want to keep them on the field for as long as possible. But at the end of the day I want their kids, their sons and daughters, to be able to do the exact same thing that I can do when they're 39. Right? So I'm 39, married with 2 kids, and I can get in the floor and play Legos with my son like I did this morning, or go outside and kick a soccer ball around and play basketball one-on-one against push my lawnmower and do those things. I can do that, right? What I want the guys like Gio, like Nate, like the guys that LeBron, Monty, and guys at JC, Jay Young, right, Reshaad, like those guys, we want to show the parents there that, hey, we're not just thinking about them trying to be on the field and produce right now. We want them that when they're our age, they can do the exact same thing that we do, right? So, sure, like for example, you bring up a high ankle sprain, right? If it's a high ankle sprain, we know just from our education that is a whole lot of weight on somebody for that type of injury, and they're usually not very functional to do what they want to do.
Yeah, because you have no equipment out there. Like, you don't have x-rays. Like, you can't.
Correct. Yeah, we have to, a lot of the stuff that we have to do is based off of what the patient tells us and then what we observe from our physical exam as well as how functional they are. If he's limping around, walking around, he's probably not going to do good and rolling around in the pocket. Or, I mean, if you want to hand the ball off.
It's going to be hard to change direction full speed.
You want to hand the ball off? Hey, coach, you got a guy to be able to hand the ball off. But, I mean, if you're asking, and that's the thing that we always have to tell athletes, right? You may think that you can go out there and do it, and you may be able to do it for a short time, but naturally what you're going to do is you're going to do what you normally do, right? Every day you've practiced rolling out of the pocket and running, or every day you've worked on that footwork. You're going to try and do that, and you're not going to be able to do it with certain injuries. So, and that's just, again, in education as well as just experience, right? Like, you get a lot of experience, hands-on experience working at the secondary school level, which is middle school and high schools, right? When you get to Troy, South Alabama, those Alabama, Auburn, like big D1, your hands-on experience gets a little less, right? Because you are dealing with guys that are potential NFL draft picks, those kinds of things. So,
but the injuries start, like you said, in high school. I mean, you talk concussions. Well, we don't have the equipment and the support that NFL does when it comes to protection against concussions.
But that's the thing. It's the biggest thing is that you have medical professionals that are there that are educated in it and confident in it to be able to take the patient and do what's right with them, right? Sometimes people view athletic trainers as just referral machines. The one thing that we love the most about what Huntsville Hospital allows us to do, and our director, Michael Stevenson, he allows us to be athletic trainers, right? So I get to go to JC, I get to go to Bob Jones, I get to go to Journey, Liberty, Discovery, those schools, and he's just like, hey man, if you have an injury that happens that day, then treat them. If they need to go see a doctor, then help facilitate that with the parents. But if you can treat them right there and take care of them, by all means, do what you went to school for 6 years to be able to help that patient.
So other areas wouldn't be able to do that?
Well, it's just dependent upon
That's a good boss.
Dependent upon the setting as well as the program that's utilizing the athletic trainers. So not all programs are built the exact same way, and a lot of that's just based off of where they are and what that program is trying to do for their company. But that's always big. Our biggest push and pitch for athletic trainers that want to come and work with Huntsville Hospital, right? You get to work for an athletic trainer. Our director is a certified athletic trainer that worked at Huntsville with.
We worked together years ago.
With the Coach Kimbrough, right? So
not the
worked at Butler High School, right? Worked at Alabama A&M. Has been in our shoes and done the exact same thing that we do, and now is the director and manages us as athletic trainers. So having someone that's been there and done that and knows what the profession is, it's really easy to go in every day, put the badge on and put the hat on and get out there and do what we're asked to do. So that's one of the main reasons why we love it so much to be able to do it. And being able to work with administrators and coaches that trust you, right? I mean, I didn't have that trust officially day one. So day one JC is year 2 of JC's existence, right, for me personally. And that's my first secondary schools, high school level. So it takes the people like the Wade Waldrops, the Kimbroughs, the Johnsons, all of those guys that are there that allow that trust in you to prove your worth. And then when you build up that trust, then it's really easy for them to say, hey, what do you think? And if you tell me they don't need to go, then they're not going, right? So that speaks volumes to us. And when we as athletic trainers have coaches and administrators that say, hey, listen, we appreciate you so much. You tell us what we think we need to do, and we know that at the end of the day, that's going to be what's best for them and the program. and the school itself. So
yeah, because we're not going to act like we know. And I mean, I have to say, like, I appreciate y'all so much because the time that y'all put forth. I mean, I've always noticed that about you, knowing that you have a wife, that you have children. But I mean, I don't have to work every single athletic event. But gosh, dog, when I'm working these events, you are always there.
Yeah.
Right?
So
There's
we as
always there.
we're athletic trainers are always in season. There's no off season for, especially at this level, right? I mean, the same thing for like college, right? So Daniel Lindsay, the athletic trainer that's with Troy football, I mean, he's in full season right now, but like come the winter and in the spring, I mean, my man is still up there working with football players, working with post-op guys, working with guys that are needing rehab, guys that are coming in from the portal and whatever else. Like it is a constant job.
Like a typical day. Like a day in the life of Daniel.
Oh, Lord.
So,
is that a good question?
Yeah, it's a great question.
So it's changed compared to what it was while I was full-time at James Clemens. So when at James Clemens, because athletics can go basically any time of the day.
Yeah.
We, with Huntsville Hospital employees, we are just asked whenever they're going, you're there. And for me personally, I live 35 minutes away on the west side of Limestone County. So when I came to JC, I was not heading back home. Like I was at JC for the day, pack a lunch, go to Firehouse Up, something
lunch,
like that.
Dinner.
Right. Yeah.
Knapsack. Like,
sure.
He was always there.
Got his sleeping bag up there in the training room.
So it's a long day. It can be a very long day. Again, the nice thing is that when those other things were going on, that we have coaches that are there that understand that we are always there and in season. So they allowed us that time to be like, hey man, as long as we know that you're around or that we can get our kids to see you after school or something like that, do not feel like you've got to be here all day long. That helps out a lot, right? Because it's nice to get out and go walk the greenway of Madison and just kind of get out. But right now for me, what I'm trying to do as a lead is try to be at Bob Jones and James Clemens once a week, just to make sure that my coworkers there are getting, the attention that they need, as well as the support that they need from us to do their job efficiently and do it well. And they're great. Adrian and Anthony that are at Bob Jones, Caitlin and Jenna that are at James Clemens, they're phenomenal athletic trainers. I would trust my kids with all four of them. So I'm there once a week. And then really for me with the middle schools, it's just trying to stop by around the time of school if there's something that comes up and say, hey, this kid left the other day and is now complaining today in PE. Can you stop by and see him? Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll come by and then try to be in one of those middle schools in the afternoons. The days are a little bit different. People still think that I'm working ridiculous hours at times. But even our employers, like Michael's like, hey, man, listen, you're working a lot. Make sure that you're taking care of what you need to at home as well as you're doing your job here too. But I'm still able to go and see. My son played soccer here in the fall, so I got to go and see him play soccer games. And
like being a medical professional, like do people text you all the time?
Of course.
I know I do. I mean, I'm one of them.
Well, we saw him a while ago working on Coach Aldridge. He's never not working.
That's okay.
Never not working.
But again, like you can take that two ways, right? Yeah. You can take it as like, man, people just won't stop asking me questions. Or you can take it as what I try to and take it, these people actually trust you as a medical professional that they want to know. And that is my biggest goal professionally for the people that I come in contact with. You may never know what an athletic trainer is until you meet me. And what I want you to know is that this should be the standard of what we do professionally. And the only way that more people are going to know what we do and support what we do and push the profession to be better is for us to educate everyone that we come in contact. And trust me, it's every year. Every year when freshman football, when new comers that come into the program, we have to educate them on what we do, right? We have to educate them on that we are athletic trainers, not trainers. Right. We work for the hospital, not the school system or TOC. It's a constant conversation, and that can bog you down at times, but I'd much rather you know what we do and then you feel comfortable enough to come and ask me, because that to me speaks volumes of that you trust me enough to.
Well, you know that I do.
So yeah, of course.
I've now texted him like 3 times about my same knee issues.
Oh, knee. We're back to the knee.
Yes.
Yeah.
But listen, because after I injured.
I mean, Jennifer, there's guys playing in the NFL with hand, foot, and mouth, and you're complaining about a knee.
Okay, and so after I said the hand, foot, mouth story, like Daniel couldn't help the hand, foot, mouth. That wasn't the point. The point was that they play on serious injuries.
We understand. I'm saying
and
there's people
else.
playing real football with hand, foot, and mouth, and you're complaining about a knee. Let's go.
But he gets them taped up and ready and back out.
All right,
but anyway,
text Daniel.
So, yes, because, it was all funny until Sunday when I try and run, and then I'm like, I'm hurting. So I text him, and I'm like, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm like, I got to do something because I'm stubborn, and I know I'm going to keep doing
Not stubborn, you're disciplined.
And stubborn.
Okay.
So I know I'm going to keep doing what I want to do, so Daniel, help me get to where I can do it pain-free.
Well, and that's the thing, too. That's another reason why I love secondary schools, like working with high school, because I get to deal with every single athlete, right? In each sport.
Are you an athlete?
Yeah, well, of course you are.
You are training for a marathon.
Yeah.
I would think that qualifies.
Yeah. So
I want to say that out loud.
But each sport.
Don't worry, we're not live on the air.
Full circle. Full circle.
But
I'm sorry, Daniel. Go ahead.
Each sport's different, right?
Yeah.
Like each athlete, I mean, individually they're different, but just the mindset from a softball player to a women's basketball player to a women's soccer player to a women's distance runner. Each one of them are different. They have a workload that's different, a mindset that's different at times. And to tell a runner, being a former cross-country runner, tried to train for a marathon but didn't get to, but understanding that knees and not being told that you can't run
not an option
is like kicking your dog, right? Like
yes.
it's something that it is your way of being able to take the stress of the day sometimes and be able to let it all out. And the same thing for kids, right? Like that's the whole thing about athletics, is giving them an avenue, a place for you to be able to compete and take all of your energy out of whatever you've got going on in life, that this is a safe place for you to come, for you to do it in this team, to build a kind of camaraderie with the coaching staff and kids and your teammates, and be able to let loose, and let it all out. Because we know that sometimes you need that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to unplug from life and just come and focus on something else. And that's your thing, right? Like for me to be able to go and run, whether it's like 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning before school starts, or late at night when the kids are in bed, or that's something that you need. That's something that's kind of a part of you. And so when you have injuries that creep up on you, and you being a female, knees are a big deal, right? Like we're told in school, a female athlete with a knee injury, that's a big to-do. So
it's the hips.
Yeah,
every time.
It does. So knowing those things and being able to help is something it's why we do what we do.
So another aspect of your job that I heard from other Caitlin is when guys have injuries and they come to you, or girls, that they're with you and you get to know a lot about these players, and they talk to you, they open up to you, because you're not really a coach, you're not really a teacher, and so you kind of become like a mental health support for them too.
I think that's another positive too of the way that our program is set up, of how we're hospital employees and we're not Madison City School employees. Like, we have a great relationship with Madison City Schools, and we love what we do with those school systems, as well as the Huntsville City Schools and Madison County Schools. But that's the nice thing about it. And really, to be honest, when we were in school, I did not understand the full capacity of what sports psychology was. And I mean, that just within the past 10 years has skyrocketed to, you are now needing, it used to be at the D1 programs where you were hiring like your own strength and conditioning coach and your own dietitian or nutritionist. They are now hiring sports psychologists for those programs, because these guys are coming in and have gone through undescribable things that high school kids should not have to go through, and that affects the way that they play, right? You can't, some things you just can't unplug from. You can't get away from it. It's going to be constantly. For example, I remember a couple years ago, and James Clemens has a very high academic standard, right? Like, that's a big thing. I recall one day at practice, we're at practice, and this young man is a soccer player, and he's healthy, no problems whatsoever. But he breaks down and starts crying because he is so concerned about his grades.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, dude, you are out here playing soccer. You're on this, like, you made this team. Go out there and just go have fun, like, unload. But he could not, in the back of his mind, stop thinking about his grades. Like, and this kid was probably an A student, probably summa cum laude, like that kind of kid. But they take it so serious sometimes that even getting into the athletic realm, they don't really get to feel like they unplug from that. So,
and you get to be that person.
So, I mean, and that's the thing. We have former coaches that were athletes that sometimes they just come into the athletic training room and just want to sit and talk because it's a safe.
He pointed at me because I do treat that as a safe space.
It's a safe space, right?
I really do.
And it's, I mean, we have HIPAA. There is HIPAA that goes along with it, and it's just nice to be able to have those avenues where kids can come and talk, where it's an adult, again, where they trust you enough to feel like they can open up to you and express these things. And no judgment with it, but just trying to at least help navigate you through those things. I don't like being called like Trainer Dan, or I mean, I'll take Trainer Dan or Mr. Dan or whatever. Dan the Trainer Man is what people would say. Fun. But I've been known as a life coach sometimes, right? Because those kids get to ask those questions, and we get to kind of help them with it. And I would have loved anything to have had someone like that when I was in high school, to be able to go to and talk to about those things. That's not my parents. Mm-hmm. That's not my preacher or whoever it is that where you go to church or wherever else, or not a teacher or something like, just someone that's invested in me that I know that I can feel like I can trust.
Yeah, so and now these I was watching, I think, Full Swing, and they on Netflix, and they literally hire a mental health coach to help them through the mental strain of the game of golf.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is.
So you get to be all that.
I do. I get to, and that's again why we love it, because we get to be the jack of all trades for sports medicine.
Okay, I have one question.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm just.
No, you're good. You're good.
So, do you know?
You are the professional.
Thank you. That was a hair flip for those who cannot see. I did a little hair flip there.
Yeah, so.
Do you know all sports, like the rules of all sports?
I would say I know the majority of the rules of all sports. Lacrosse is one thing that I'm still trying to learn.
Okay.
I would have loved lacrosse, to have played lacrosse when I was in high school. Mom wouldn't let me play football because it was so violent. I'm a preacher's kid, so football's violent. So lacrosse to me was kind of that in between contact, but still like a very high skill level for you to do lacrosse. So I would have loved that. I don't know the rules of that, but softball, baseball, grew up playing baseball.
Tennis.
Grew up playing basketball. No, the majority. I don't really feel like tennis is that hard to grasp at times. It's just the number system on points.
Yeah.
Scoring is a little
Scoring is weird.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
soccer
is pretty easy. So I played in high school.
That's right.
So
I'm loving soccer.
With our producer's children.
That's right.
I did. Yeah. So I grew up watching my younger sister and older brother play soccer. Did not understand why anybody in their right mind would go and kick a ball, run around and kick a ball in a goal.
Same.
But when my brother graduated from East Limestone, he was trying to get a team. They were trying to get a team together, and said, "Listen, please play soccer." And I was like, "I have no desire to play that sport." He said, but if we don't have enough people, we won't have a team." And he said, "I'll be there. I won't, I'll help you along the way." I said, "Sure." And from that day on, playing soccer, I watch it.
Yeah.
My son played it. Like, I'll play with it with him. If you asked to go and kick a ball, I'll go and kick a ball any day of the week. And it's just different than any other sport.
Yeah.
But I would say, going back to your question on the rules of majority of them, I would say that I know the majority of the rules with it. Probably too much to an extent at times, where we may be
talking to
be on the sideline talking to a referee and going, "Hey, I just want to make sure that this is player safety in this regard, right? Like, do we still have heat timeouts? Like, do we like those kinds of things for football games?" So it can get you in trouble at times, but
that's impressive.
It helps to an extent.
Yeah, I know you, so I know you don't want to hear this, but we are so blessed to have you.
Well,
for all the things that you just talked about, right? I mean, you're not just an ATC. You're not just a trainer. You are a psychologist. You're a life coach. You're a friend. You're a mentor. You've the numerous roles that you fill at JC for how many years now?
This is my 13th year of being
13 years
in Madison City Schools.
Right, and I know your roles have changed a little bit this year, last year.
We're missing one role, but we'll come back to that.
Okay, but it's incredible how much and how invested, I guess I should say, that you are, not just in James Clemens and James Clemens athletics, but each of those kids and coaches too, because I mean, I know I'm not the only guy that you've come around and said, "Coach, are you good? Right? Are you okay?
Yeah,
you're hanging in.
Yeah.
Can I have your shoelaces? Yeah. You know, give me your belt. You know."
Yeah.
It's for that reason that you've been nominated as our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner for this week. You didn't even know you were here to win an award, did you?
Did not.
Wait,
I did not know.
It's the investment that you have and the respect that you talked about. That respect comes to you because that's what you model to everybody around.
Well, I appreciate it.
You're an incredible human being, and we're super blessed to have you at James Clemens, and it's for that reason that you're here as our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
Wow.
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
There it is.
Thank you very much.
We left out one role, though.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear his other role.
The ultimate snack bringer.
Oh?
You would bring some fire snacks.
Yeah.
You're a big snack guy?
I do.
I talked to him about the haystacks.
Yes.
Oh, dude, the loaves of bread that your mother makes for us.
So, yes. I'd considered at one point in time, from a bread standpoint, I'd considered in memory of my mother and father when they're nowhere close to passing, but just in memory of them.
Kind of scared me a little bit.
So my dad's a preacher, my father's a preacher and an elder of the church, and my mother was a former school teacher and makes bread, homemade bread, and has done that since I've been alive. She has the same starter for 39 years, uses the same starter.
It's amazing, by the way.
And my wife is now picking up in that kind of aspect of it too. So,
but what about Aunt Susie's haystacks?
It is Aunt Phyllis.
You called her Louise or something earlier.
I could never remember her name. It changes every year.
Aunt
Phyllis should be easy to keep
Aunt
up
Phyllis
with.
Bobo. Aunt Phyllis Bobo. So she does homemade cinnamon rolls, homemade orange rolls, haystacks. So. And my Aunt Regina on my mother's side, she does Buckeyes and different things for Christmas treats and things like that. So I've brought a couple of loaves of breads to our physicals at James Clemens as a thank you for the docs and the coaches and the kids, because we did 491 physicals in an hour and a half to 2 hours last spring, and that's the most that we had ever done at James Clemens, and we could not do it without the coaches helping, the Dr. Greco and his team coming and helping, the athletic trainers that come and help us as well. But the medical academy at James Clemens, there was almost 20 kids in that medical academy that came and helped us with height and weight and blood pressure and pulse, and they're not getting paid to do that.
Nope.
That's not even in their credits for school. Mm-mm. That is just them wanting to gain experience with Miss Steinert and those that were at that program that have again been able to be an advocate for what we do. They come and help that, and so getting them pizza, we found that feeding high school kids,
it goes a long way.
They will work for food, right?
They will work for food.
So bringing them some of Mama C's bread. Getting Marco's Pizza or something like that for them to feed them, and
what do you think we do here?
We'll work for food. Yeah, so it's a treat.
We are open to all the family members' treats.
Well,
Susie or Phyllis or
it is crazy.
Auntie.
My mom has she's made bread since I've been alive for 39 years, and no joke, every time that I give it to someone, she will always text that day or the next day asking, Did they like the bread?
Yes. Mom, the answer is always yes.
I don't know of anybody that's ever said that is, I just don't want another loaf. Please don't say
he brought us some one time and said, hey, she didn't really like the way this turned out. Wanted me to give it away.
Yeah.
And me and Clark and them were in there just destroying it. We're like, if this is the reject bread,
we'll take it.
I want to know what the
so
A-class loaf
Mama
is
C. That's what the grandkids call them. Mama C and Papa C. So Mama
that's
C's,
a big role of yours. So we can't, no pun intended, but you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't leave that part out.
Yeah.
Well, now we've talked about your mom.
Yes.
All right. Your son plays soccer.
He does.
Mention that.
Yeah.
Have you inherited the ability for him to hear you anywhere on the soccer field from your mom?
So my mother still cheers just as hard for her grandson as she did for her sons and daughter when we played in high school. I have not inherited that trait yet.
Why should you if mom's still carrying it
She
on?
does.
Yeah.
Mama C was at every game that she could be and was still a great encourager. You know, I think that Coach Kimbrough, as a coach, understands there's a difference for parents, you know, of being like nagging or anything towards a referee or anything out. Really what coaches at the end of the day want are parents that encourage the kids to be successful.
Yep.
And that was the first. I sat down with my wife the first day of baseball, after the first game of baseball with our son, and said, hey, listen, you were a cheerleader in high school. That's all the coaches. Trust me, after being around coaches for 13 years, every coach wants you as a parent just to be the biggest encourager, not just of your son, but of the team.
Yep.
Encourage the team. Don't worry about the referee. Don't worry about the coach. You have paid money for your kid to play for the coach. So you're entrusting that coach to do that.
Yep.
Now you be just the biggest cheerleader for your kid, and especially when they get in the car. Hey, man, great game. Good try. We fell short. Or, hey, y'all did great. Let's get better for the next game and not worry about what the umpire did or what the referee called bad, because it's going to happen. It's humans doing something within human nature. And coaches are imperfect people. We're imperfect parents, right? There are things that I could do to my kid better that I don't do every day. So that was, and my wife was just like, that's really heavy for like game one from you. I'm like, but listen,
setting you up, honey.
We want to set the tone, because I'm telling you, I have talked with coaches, and I've seen myself just around. There have been people that are the biggest supporters of coaching staff, teams, athletic trainers that will go to war for you 100% of the time. And then there are some on the other end of it. And there may be other circumstances that bring them to why they do that. But I'm just telling you, if you want your son to play long term, a lot of times some of that comes from us, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are parents that can eliminate us and our kids in playing at the next level just based off of our character and our actions and our words that we say at times, to be like, hey, listen, that kid's great. I'd take him. Man, there are some times that parent, they just won't stop railing on the umpire, or they won't stop railing on the coach, or they won't stop bad-mouthing the team. And that can affect the way that your son takes challenges, as well as whether that kid gets to play that sport for a long time. So my big point was, hey, let us not be the reason why he can't be successful and play for as long as he wants to and whatever. So he's gone from soccer now to basketball. So he's in basketball, and then Lord willing, in the spring he'll play baseball. So we're trying to let him play all the sports as much as he can.
Yeah.
We're a huge advocate of multi-sport athletes. It's proven that college athletes that get scholarships are multi-sport athletes. And that's the biggest thing. And if my son decides to not play any sports and take on chess or be a musician or something like that, just
you're gonna do something.
Supporting him, right, in whatever he wants to be a part of. That's the biggest thing. So.
Anybody listening can tell why we're all better off for having Daniel on campus. I mean, when I'm down, the guy will find a way to pick you up, and we've had great conversations since you started coaching baseball or helping with baseball.
Yeah.
It's
always smiling, so happy.
Always a pleasure.
Never a chore. That's the saying. Always a pleasure, never a chore. And we try to feel that way, right? It is a pleasure to be able to work with you guys. And again, we have been blessed to have great coaches that have been at James Clemens, coaches that are still at James Clemens, that support us in what we do, that back us, that when we're in those parent meetings, they will say, hey, their word's the truth. We're going to go by what they say, and please use them. They're absolutely free for you guys. You're not paying a penny towards their salary through Huntsville Hospital. So please use that avenue and allow us. That's what we always tell them, is allow us to gain your trust, and hopefully we don't fail you. part. So.
Well, you got my trust, Daniel.
I appreciate
100%. Daniel, thank you for being with us, and thank you for everything that you do.
Well, thank you.
For those of you listening, you can nominate a student, athlete, administrator, community member, anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. Go online to jcwingmen.net and nominate them for our weekly RedHawk Top Flight Award. They'll get a gift card from Walk On Sports Bistro in Madison and a Wingmen t-shirt courtesy of Apparel Lab. Daniel, thank you again for being our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're flying high with the Wingmen.
Nominate an athlete, student, administrator, or another member of the James Clemens family for a job well done by going to jcwingmen.net and filling out the form for the RedHawk Top Flight Award. They could win a gift card from Walk On Sports Bistro along with a Wingmen t-shirt from Apparel Lab. And at the end of the season, we'll draw from all the recipients for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control. The Wingmen will be back after this.
Here's what's on the Jets' radar. On Wednesday, area volleyball tournament action starts for the Lady Jets as they take on Austin in round 1. Swim teams will compete at the Scottsboro Invitational on Thursday, and JV cross-country teams will run in the North Alabama Junior High Gold Championship at the other school. Varsity football hosts Austin on Friday. On Saturday, cross-country will be at the Randolph Invitational at John Hunt Park. Then on Monday, freshman and JV football will travel to Austin. We'll be back after this with more of the Wingmen.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
We know you want to look good. Chopping Blades Barbershop knows it too, and they're passionate about making their clients look great. Men, women, kids, doesn't matter. You can just walk on in their location at 7985 Highway 72 Suite 2 in Madison or call 256-325-3230. Check out Chopping Blades on Facebook too. Chopping Blades Barbershop.
Since 2014, Honest Coffee Roasters has believed that coffee should be both delicious and of the highest quality. Full-service craft coffee shops locally owned in Madison and Huntsville, they source their coffee directly from farmers around the world, so they know the quality in each cup. And not only coffee, breakfast, lunch, acai bowls, and seasonal treats, too. Order online at honesthsv.coffee. Honest Coffee Roasters, located at 92 Shorter Street in Madison and 114 Clinton Avenue East, number 106 in Huntsville. Honest Coffee Roasters.
Athens Utilities comprises Athens Electric, Athens Gas, and Athens Water Services. Together, we are committed to providing reliable and affordable electricity, natural gas, and water and wastewater services. We operate as part of the City of Athens, and just like our city's motto of Athens is classic, Southern, character, we believe in supporting what makes our community special. And that includes local sports. Call 233-8750. Come by our office at 508 South Jefferson Street or look for the link online at athensal.us.
You can't spell Wingmen without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. How about a bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center? Go to jcwingmen.net and enter your name. Then we'll pick from the online entries and give away a gift card good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill. Bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center and the Wingmen podcast.
The Wingmen podcast is back now on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen on PAS Plus. Joined by Jennifer Flanagan here for this show. It's turned out to be a pretty good show.
I think so. It has been a success, and we're not done, right?
No, we're not
Still
done.
got another
We
hour?
can stay as long as you want. Another hour.
Are you tired? You got somewhere to be?
I've been a little bit under the weather, but I mean, I could probably manage it, you know?
I couldn't tell by the pile of cough drop.
We have shared a pile of cough drops here on the table in the windowsill, but we have mustered our way through this thing.
We have.
I mean, at least we forget that Kirk and Johnny left us high and dry.
Yes, but I think I have filled in quite nicely.
You have, totally.
Yeah,
I mean, you really stepped it up in the last segment.
Not to be braggadocious.
No, not at all. Nobody sees you that way. And You know, when you talked about Daniel working all the time, he did work on Coach Aldridge before she left.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get off the air, you've got an ailment for him to check out.
I just need some cortisone shots in my knees. That's all I'm hoping for.
And
he's like, no, we got to work on the quads. And I'm like, no. I just shots.
Okay, so all that good talk about Daniel, and then when he gives you a solution, it's not the solution you like.
Oh, wow.
So you go right back.
Wow.
So he says, no, we need to strengthen our quads. We need to do a little more work. And you said, nah, cortisone's where it's at.
Quick fix so I can just get back on the pavement. Gotta hit the pavement.
Maybe you are stubborn.
Oh, you should know this about me by now.
I guess so. Let's give something else away. What do you think, Tim?
Sure.
We've got a bucket and a bite winner. You can register to win a bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center. Good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill, plus a Wingman T-shirt from Apparel Lab. And this week's winner is Mr. Alex Burns. Congratulations, Alex.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
You ever been to Madison Golf Center?
No, my husband has.
But
Lots.
You never been?
No, but
Never
every
eat at the
time
grill?
we drive by, my son says, Daddy, that's where you're going to take me one day. Yeah, we're already setting up that golf relationship.
The golf.
I mean, it's a good place to go.
Yeah.
It's really cool out there. And you should go eat at the grill. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Go try it out. Alex is going to get to try it out. Alex, reach us through the Facebook page, and we'll set that up for you. Pick up your bucket and a bite. Brooklyn Clark won bucket and a bite a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I didn't know they had food. Fun fact.
Yeah, nice little grill out there.
Okay.
Johnny and I go out there from time to time, grab a pitcher, swing the clubs. It's a good little place.
Okay.
You should try it out.
I should.
Madison Golf Center. Go check Madison Golf Center out. Jennifer, what about the show? We started out with Coach Aldridge.
Yeah.
Big
solid.
game tomorrow, area
Big game,
tournament.
Big game.
And she really has done a lot with the program.
She has. She's been phenomenal, and I like her personality. She's spunky. I like it.
Okay. Spunky's where it's at for you? Okay.
Yeah.
Spunky is not how I would have described her on her first visit.
Really?
Yes, intense. A little scary.
Well, that's because she was in like coach mode.
She was so in coach mode.
Yeah.
She was so ready to get playing. She was talking about spiking the ball in people's faces.
Really?
Yes, she was. Yeah.
Hurting people.
So did she play? I was going to ask this, but I didn't know my limitations. She play?
There are no limitations on this show.
Roll Tide.
Whoa.
She play in college? No.
No. I think the way she explained it, she kind of fell into the coaching role.
Really?
Yeah, but just absorbed it up and enjoyed
you would not
it.
think that, because the way she talks about it, I mean, you would think
She's
that
really
she's
intense.
played for.
I'm sure that she was an athlete at some capacity.
Okay.
You know, but I don't know about playing in volleyball in college. I'm not sure on that. I probably shouldn't speak to it.
Okay.
Consider.
She's great. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck to them tomorrow in the area tournament, and congratulations on the season they've had. And then Nathan King, Reshaad Freeman, Jay Young.
Yeah.
I meant every word that I said about Coach King. Like, he is truly just so humble and such a hard worker, and he is the yes guy.
Yeah.
Yes, like.
Yeah, he's a good guy, always willing to help.
Almost taught sports marketing for me.
Yeah. And I do wonder if he knows how much of his copy paper I've used in the office.
Oh, you didn't bring it up.
No, I didn't bring that up.
You didn't bring it up.
I mean, if you don't know, copy paper is kind of like gold.
It is.
For teachers.
It is.
And if you leave yours laying out where anybody can access it, I'm guaranteed to use it, because I so often forget to bring my own.
Okay, well, the next time you play a little jokey joke on me, I'm sticking a sticky note in his mailbox, and all it's going to say is, Kimber uses your copy paper.
All right, let's talk about the jokey joke. So, were you listening a couple weeks ago when TJ Orr was on?
Yeah.
Okay, TJ.
It was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
So, yes, because TJ wanted to put it out there that the other Top Flight Award winners, Doug Haygood, Brett Burgess, Jennifer Flanagan, were all victims of epic pranks.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know where he was going with that?
I didn't.
Oh.
Was that is that the prank that we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Is that why he name dropped me? I was wondering. I was like, why did Orr drop my name? I was just thinking maybe because I was more one of the recent guests that came on, and that's why he dropped my name.
No, he said all
But
three
it
of
was
those.
because of that.
Yeah. Were victims of epic pranks.
It's the blonde.
That
It's the blonde.
That didn't get you wondering.
I mean, it's kinda, but then
Really?
I just kind of.
Because we got together the other day and we felt like you were fishing for information to try and figure out what the prank was.
I I mean, I kind of was, but then I don't know.
Okay.
I guess my brain capacity just got filled with other stuff.
Sure, it's been a while since that happened.
It has. And I also didn't know that Orr was in on it.
He wasn't initially.
And not
You
initially,
can blame Johnny for that one, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks,
So
Johnny.
really, you should be mad at them two for discussing it.
Yes. Not you, though.
Let's go a little bit further. Do you remember that?
But
wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Hold on.
Do you
I was trying
remember?
to get to my top 5. Forgot about the top 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I have been waiting for this moment
I had
all
so
night.
forgotten about the top 5. Okay, let me bring this
I've
up
got more
first.
tricks in my bag.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that fall during Thanksgiving they hung like brown paper in the workroom? And staff were supposed to write things we're thankful for.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And there were some things on there like not having to wear I Heart BJ shirts, and great administration, whatever. Somebody in very pretty handwriting wrote Jennifer Flanagan's sideline reporting.
Stop.
Oh.
Did no one take a picture of it?
I think the author might. It's not me.
It never got to me. I'm looking at you like.
It's not me. It's not me.
No.
And very pretty handwriting. Who has
Yeah.
pretty handwriting?
Well, remember, we didn't tell many people about this. There were only a few.
Allison Miller.
You can.
The way you literally went
Epiphany.
Good thing we're not on TV. You see my face. Allison Miller. See, she's sneaky.
Yeah.
She's sneaky mean.
Yeah. I was hoping she'd be here tonight so we could walk through this together.
Okay, I'm sending a little text after this.
Yeah. Shoot her a text and see.
That is hilarious. That's how she is, though. Like she's
Very
funny.
low-key funny.
Low-key
Very
funny.
low-key funny.
She'll sneak up on you and just.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like
That's good.
she's like a humor ninja.
She is a humor ninja. That is exactly who she is.
Humor ninja.
We got to have her on.
Oh, we're trying. It's nobody that we've talked to so far has been like, nah, I don't really want to do that.
No. She hasn't said she doesn't want to.
No,
but
she hasn't.
Okay.
But she's continually found ways out of it.
I mean, she's going to New York.
Yeah, some of them are
that's-
legit. I think they
that's
are
pretty
legit,
legit.
but I think she's also looking for them. It's just
okay.
not her bag of tea, I don't think.
I mean, if we come on here and talk about the jokes that we all have and
So what Jennifer's
inside jokes. Then
saying is she's got to come back.
I gotta come back
for when Miller comes on.
Yes, because actually Allison Miller and I are Milligan.
Milligan
is what we're known
Team
as.
Milligan.
So yes, what I think you're hearing is
Okay.
round 3, or is it round 4? That's questionable.
Depends.
Depends on how you look at it.
Call it 3.5.
Okay.
Split the difference.
Yeah, all right. You're right, because the
Split
first
the
one
difference.
didn't actually count.
All right,
Can I
and then
do
we
my
wrapped
top
up.
five?
We wrapped
No,
up with
we're not-
Daniel Clark,
Yes.
lead athletic trainer, and dude, that dude does everything.
I know, and he literally just sent me a text. I'm going to get those names to you
What names?
for my knee.
Oh, of the workouts that you need to be doing for your knees.
I don't know, but I know he's going to send me gold to help me.
Goals.
Yeah, gold. Like whatever information it is, it's going to be gold, golden to
Gotcha.
help me.
That dude is a gem. I mean,
And
he
she's
is.
going to send her back a text with the one she's actually going to do.
Yes, this is not what I was looking for. This is not the answer I wanted, Daniel.
This one, nah.
This is not the answer that I wanted from you.
But he's used to people like me, so it's fine.
Oh my goodness, we have covered a lot tonight.
Yes, but
in our own little way.
Oh, one thing I was going to mention too. Congratulations, Luke Alverson signs or commits to Michigan.
I didn't see that.
He
Good
put it on
wow.
Instagram.
Congratulations, Luke.
Nice.
You're dying to get to this, aren't you?
Damn, would you just let me have my moment?
Yes, ma'am. You know what? You take the reins
No,
and
you
do
have
it.
to- you have
Oh,
to-
you're right. Let
you
me
have to
set this up.
introduce
So
me.
every week, Kirk presents us with a top 5.
Yep.
That's AI generated, trying to be funny. AI struggles with that from time to time. I mean, we normally have a guest read it. Well, this week, our guest co-host, Jennifer Flanagan, took the lead on her top 5, and she doesn't want anyone else to read it. She wants to be the star of this show.
But now I feel like I've hyped it up too much.
Yeah, you've hyped it up. It's
Like
going to be
way
good.
too
It's
much.
got to be good now.
It's got to be Yeah,
we've got an applause button over here.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Okay.
But
these are. Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Oh.
Oh, no. You got to give us a category, what it is.
Yeah,
And then he'll count you down.
You'll count me down. Okay. Yes, but these are actually pretty serious. Like they make sense. They're slightly funny, but okay. I'm just gonna.
Now you're downplaying your top 5.
All right, you ready?
All right, let's see the category.
Oh, you got to give us the category.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Sorry.
So, top 5 signs you take football too seriously.
All right, here we go.
This might be towards me.
Number 5.
Okay. Fantasy football obsession. You spend more time managing your fantasy team than your actual job or personal relationships. What do we think?
A lot of people that do that.
Yes,
that's pretty
that
accurate.
is
Okay.
accurate.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Number 4.
Football over social functions. You refuse to attend family gatherings if they conflict with your game day schedule, citing that you have very important commitments.
I've never understood these people who get married on Saturdays in the fall.
That's what I'm saying.
So ridiculous.
I'm so sorry. September 12th.
So
I got married
ridiculous.
because I'm the fall girl, which my first top 5 was going to be like how you know that, girls are in fall, and it's going to be like the top 5 things. But then
Spice and all that.
Yes, but then I realized my audience, and so I was going to read the room, and so a fall theme probably wouldn't.
Look at you thinking this through, though.
I'm
proud of you.
me? You proud of me?
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, that was me. I apologize for getting married in football season.
Number 3.
Unwanted play-by-play commentary. This is a big one. You insist on giving play-by-play commentary during the game, even when your friends are just trying to enjoy their snacks in peace.
That might be directed towards me. My parents can attest to that. That might be directed towards me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the ones that ask questions? I mean, that's as bad as asking questions during the movie.
Oh, see, no. I guess maybe I'm the question asker, because those that I watch games with know all the answers and will gladly tell you the answers.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Overly dramatic reactions. You react to a missed field goal or interception like it's a personal betrayal, complete with screaming and criticism of how it could have been avoided.
Yeah, those drive me crazy.
Yeah, that.
You're not one of those?
No.
Okay. Are you a silent
Very.
but
I'm just
deadly?
watching the game.
Oh, see, that's scarier.
No.
Nah.
Just evaluate.
What about you?
I do have a reaction, and it's mostly most of the time because it's Auburn usually having the mistakes. Most of the time.
Oh, are you an Auburn fan?
Yeah, most of the time it's Auburn with the mistakes, and most of the time I'm just kind of sitting there
get tired of reacting by now.
I do get tired of reacting. I've been tired of it.
Yeah.
He's still young, though. He's got
And
time.
he's a
got
Dallas
time
fan,
to grow.
too.
He's
On
just
top of that.
And I just had to watch my team lose by 38
Starting to think
points
he's a
to the
glutton for
Detroit Lions
punishment.
on Sunday. So
Okay.
Number 1.
Post-game meltdown. You experience a minor but very emotional crisis after a loss, questioning life choices and how you will survive until next season. You sulk for hours, refusing to talk to anyone and blaming everything from the weather to the referee for the defeat.
yeah,
That's so true.
That is
right.
There's a bunch of people I know.
Yeah.
That is.
Why are you shaking your head?
I'm thinking about, I'm trying to evaluate myself. Great job on the top 5.
Really? You like those?
Yes.
Was that pretty good?
That was very good.
It was football themed.
It was very on point.
It was AI, but I did add a little Flanagan touch to it. There were a couple things in there that I thought were kind of funny.
I would have been disappointed if
And
you
I
didn't add your own touch to it. A little pizzazz.
A little pizzazz.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to evaluate that. Like, if I'm coaching the team, I do have those type reactions, and I do act that way. If I'm just sitting watching Alabama, I can't. I don't handle people well who come unglued about watching. What happens on Saturday is not going to affect my life.
Right.
One bit. No. I'm going to have the same plans in an hour that I had win or lose. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So then we talk about your coaching strategy.
Completely
Very different.
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't handle things well at all.
Yeah, I can see you from like down the hall, and I can just know if we won or we lost.
That's not good.
And I just know.
Oh man.
No jokes today.
Whatever I look like that morning that you say, oh, they're not playing well. That's I've done a good job of hiding at least 50% of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a pleasant person to be around. You ever been around Johnny after a bad loss?
Like I just remember maybe one vaguely.
I'm gonna write a note to bring that up next week with Johnny.
He's not as bad as you.
Really?
Okay. Some other coaches kind of look the same.
What do you mean? It's okay to name drop on this show. There's no limitations. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't really care.
Let us hear what you really... Go ahead.
I kind of feel like maybe Coach McGee doesn't really put it on his face quite as much.
He wins and loses with undue emotion is what you're trying to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay.
Like,
And so you're saying Johnny and I are big babies.
no. Maybe just wearing emotion a little bit more.
We're passionate.
Passionate. That's exactly how I describe JT.
That is JT Johnson.
Yes.
He's very passionate.
Very passionate. But I think that's a great thing, a great characteristic.
I agree. All right, let's steer this thing in.
To go home?
Aren't you ready? You're just getting cranked up, aren't you?
I am.
She's just warming up. This is the real time now.
She waited till the third segment to get cranked up. So here's what we've learned.
They close at 10.
Here's what we.
He's ready to go home.
He's got a long drive.
I'm just saying.
He's tired.
Here's
I'm
what I've
fine.
learned about you and your podcasting so far.
Uh-oh.
You are great if it's minimal people here. Like just us sitting around.
Yeah.
You've been wonderful.
Okay.
Right. We put the guest on early, and you're like, I don't know. You didn't know what your role was early. Is that fair to say?
Well, I know Daniel pretty well because we've worked together,
right?
And I take a lot of interest in
we love
athletic
him
training.
We love him.
I love athletic training.
Yes.
I love talking about different sports and all of that.
So you're saying volleyball doesn't interest you?
No, I'm very interested in volleyball because I wish I knew more about volleyball. I wish I knew strategically more about the sport, and so hopefully McKinley will get into it.
There you go.
More, so I can learn more about it.
Yeah.
I want to say, and a show like this, you don't have to know. I mean, we have players and coaches on, but you don't have to know about the sport,
right?
There are peripheral things that you can bring into the conversation.
And maybe next time we'll have a pro wrestler on. She knows a lot about that.
I do love pro wrestling.
We do need to get Coach Pecor on.
Oh, the other day, what were you talking about? Something about smelling something?
No, it was on this show.
No, I know it was on the show, but afterward, you were talking about, do you smell?
Oh, no. I can't remember what I said, but yeah, you ended it with what the Rock is
what
cooking.
The Rock is cooking, and
I don't think that's the right line, but okay.
we were not talking about wrestling in the slightest, but
she likes to throw those
one-liners,
little wrestling one-liners out there.
Yeah, I only know a few, but when they happen, they're on point. Kind of.
Jennifer Mania.
and
Jennifer Mania's running wild over here, third segment.
And whenever you make left turns like that, sometimes it can lead you to, fun conversations. So
Absolutely.
no matter.
Look, there's not many conversations with her that aren't fun, whether they're broadcast or not, whether they're live or not. It doesn't matter.
Life's too short.
I agree.
To be so serious.
100%. No need to be serious.
No.
I'm so serious.
We've had a great show.
I know, we have.
And I've really appreciated you being here.
Thank you.
I think you added a lot to it. You certainly took a lot off my plate. And you killed it with the ad reads. And the top 5.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank you.
I guess Tim will evaluate and see
if I
about
can
having
come
you back. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for filling in. Friday night, we're broadcasting from Madison City Stadium.
Ooh, it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
Not for you.
But we got a chance to win the region.
Yeah, that's big.
Oh, yeah, we do.
What time we go on, Tim?
6:30.
6:30 pregame.
Yes, 6:30 pregame, and then you guys will probably come on around.
By you guys, he means
45.
me, Johnny, and Kirk.
I know he's not including me in that
that's not you.
I know.
You didn't let me finish. Me, Johnny, and Kirk. However, there's always a chance that somebody's sick. Somebody can't make it.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know. You already know who to call.
Yep.
Especially when it's cold, she will be all over that booth.
I know that booth is tiny.
If
but
it's cold, she'll be all over it.
Snug as a bug in a rug. Here I come.
Listen, thanks for joining us. Go follow JC Wingmen on Threads, Instagram, and X. Look for the Wingmen on Facebook. We'll keep you updated on scores, the score stream during the Friday night broadcast. We'll keep you updated on all things JC, and certainly our weekly podcast. Anything you want to add before we go?
Ooh, I don't think so. JC's the place to be.
It is.
Dr. D
every
is so
day.
proud of me. Dr. D actually did not come up in this podcast, and I'm surprised.
Oh, well.
I always find a way to bring him up.
Huh.
He didn't, did he?
No, not really.
Interesting. There's always next time.
Thank you.
There's always.
So I'm invited back.
Absolutely.
Everyone heard it.
Carson, anything you want to add?
Always next time.
Not really. I don't really think there's much to add.
He has to come to the sniffles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Auburn and Dallas has got him down.
It's watching whatever that was on Sunday was not fun, but at least Auburn had a bye week, so I didn't have to go through that on Saturday. Just had to watch Alabama almost lose, which almost made my day.
Yeah, almost, but we didn't. So,
Tim, any closing thoughts?
Nope.
Nope. Man, a few words back here.
He's right.
All right. Well, for Tim Lambert, for Carson Austin, for Jennifer Flanagan, I'm Bradley Kimbrough. We miss you, Kirk. We miss you, Johnny. We look forward to seeing you Friday. You've been listening to The Wingman on PAS+.
Thanks for listening to The Wingman. Check out the archives online at jcwingmen.net or on your favorite podcast platform. Your hosts have been Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Johnson, and Coach Brad Kimbrough. Theme music by Jordan Lambert and Sean Lovell. Join us again next time for The Wingmen. And go Jets.